I built my garden with the golden hearts, the medley sparks, a serpents lurking in my art. Vision dark, it lost parts, a slick tongue. Glide to speak, deceive the weak, they eat the treat in the street. With venom glands, his fangs slobber on the pillow and sheets. Don't ever
Wu-Tang, 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 Wu-Tang. It's on the brain. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so what we gonna do today is I should have been on top of this. I should have been on this pause, but I should have been on this for season 1 and season 2. But we here for season 3, baby. One of the biggest Wu fans you would know today. Well, let me introduce myself. It's Omega Red. That's my AKA. Rap name Red Sun. I'm one of the biggest Wu fans ever. Follow me on Instagram. B_intelligence. B_intelligence. Follow my Instagram. The Real Red Sun 215. Follow them pages on Instagram. To keep it real with you, if you go to them pages, you gonna see that I'm gonna show you that you're gonna see that I'm the biggest Wu fan they got. I'm the biggest Wu fan ever, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a review on episode 1, 2, and 3. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I did tracks with Wu-Tang Killer Bees. You know what I'm saying? I did a track with Killer Priest. I got tracks with Killer Priest, you know what I'm saying, from Sons of Man off of the from the Wu catalog, off of the like under the tree, a branch from under the tree, one of the Wu-Tang Killer Bees. I am Wu-Tang Killer Bees. I got the stamp. I'm a Wu-Tang Killer Bee. I got the stamp to rock the Wu logo. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. That's another story. Just a brief history of me and Wu Tang. Like, you know what I'm saying, I know to keep it real with you, I had this out too to show y'all. I went to a screening for the Wu Tang this last season. I went to a little get together they had in Philly, a screening. They was gonna show it, little a production, a film. It was like this a film festival, like a film group. Like, it's, you know what I mean, people, we all getting together and we making moves and making things happen with music production, the film industry, videographers, and everything is a movement. So I came out I came out to show some love, show some support. And also, Wu Tang is my favorite rap group, so I came out for that too, to see the thing and everything. They had a little game. This game they had, it was how good you know your hip hop is. A lot of Wu related questions, because that's what the event was about, the screening and all that, playing some music. So I answered. It was me and two other contestants, people opponents I had to go against. It was three of us that came up on the stage. They asked Wu questions, a bunch of Wu. I passed them Jones some flying colors. They ain't had nothing on me. Make a long story short, I won. I got a shirt, a Wu Tang mug in a box and everything. Got another shirt that they had, so I won that competition. Um, yeah, so let's get to it though. This is real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real hip hop artist. You gonna hear more from that, but let's get to it. All right, so we'll open up. They already got their success from the first Wu Tang album that they dropped, into the 36 chambers, into the 36 chambers, something like that. Or is it no, Old Dirty is the return of the 36 chambers, I think. So yeah, well, I think it was the Enter the 36 chambers, the first Wu album. Bang. So they enjoying the success. It starts off they in the Wu Mansion. They in the Wu Mansion. This is where a lot of Wu hits, a lot of Wu shit was created in the Wu Mansion. You know what I mean, oh, see, so you got it's cold as shit outside. I mean, it's not. It's cold. You got in the. I guess he likes swimming in cold weather. I don't know. I don't know what's up with him. So starts off like that, crazy. Yeah, I mean they out there having fun. All right, so Divine, RZA brother Divine, he holding up a chalkboard. On the chalkboard, it has every Wu member. They when they single coming out, the year of the album coming out, and it was pretty accurate because I got all the albums. Like if you go to my Instagram, be intelligence underscore be underscore intelligent. You go to my Instagram, I got a post where I'm showing. That's what I wanted to show y'all when y'all go to it. I got a post where I'm showing all the Wu albums that ever came out. I got everything. Solo albums, Wu-Tang Killer Bees, people that got signed under the Wu, like Sons of Man, Killer Army. I got everything. Everything. You name it. I got everything. My collection is crazy. I'm like the biggest Wu fan ever. I'm telling you. That's only right I do these reviews. So let's go. So the chalkboard, of course, everything was in order. And if you ain't see, if you ain't peep everything, I don't know if they showed the whole list, but it goes like, of course, Method Man. Oh, and we'll speak on Meth too. So Meth, they starts off, he already successful off of his solo album. I mean, they don't show. I get the probably the episodes. They probably had to fit everything in there, so they probably like, all right, so we're gonna have to. That's why at the end of the show, I gotta speak on something else too. Speaking about everyone's individual album and the process of what they went through, like their story of how they made their first album. Plus, classics. Meth to Cal was a classic, so especially classics. I had something very important to speak about that later on in the video. But besides, if you already watching, if you got this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Stop playing with me. If you got this far into my video, if you're still listening to me talk, hit the like button. Come on. You might as well. You got this far into the video, subscribe, like, share, comment. All right, anyway, so the success of Method Man's first album, To Cal, is already in the universe. They chilling. They hearing old Meth going number 1. Old Meth bang bang bang. Oh, they want to do a remix. What is it like? Remix we already did one week. That's for the streets and the club. They want to do one more. That's going to hit the mainstream more. Like they trying. He this close to going platinum. He getting a Grammy. This shit going up. I mean, let's go. So Bay, Meth came out and this the chalkboard. Meth came out in '94. They showing that. I mean, we seeing what we see about that. With how he's doing with that. He's on tour right now. Remember, everybody got their solo deals. Everybody got signed to individual labels. Everybody got signed to different labels. He with Def Jam on tour right now, so he's not in the scene right now in this first episode. Not real. They don't show him like that. Old Dirty Bastard come out in '95 on the chalkboard on the real list in real life. Old Dirty come out in '95. I was gonna grab my old CDs and everything in the basement. I got like old CDs and crates and basements and barrels and shit. I was gonna pull out the old CDs and look behind, but I could just Google this shit. You know what I mean, it gotta be accurate. You know what I mean. But behind the CDs, like behind the old CDs, they got the year that it came out and shit like that. I got the collection is crazy. Raekwon came out in '95, only built for Cuba Links. We're gonna talk about that too. GZA came out, Liquid Swords. He also came out in '95. So Raekwon only built for Cuba Links came out in '95, and GZA Liquid Swords came out in '95. Then Ghostface Killer Iron Man came out in '96. Now, You God's album and Inspector Deck and all them, they came out a little later. Master Killer, Capadonna, which you know he joined the Wu. They came out a little later, but they was still like in that same mix. You know what I'm saying? But the story wise, this how we in the story format, this how it went down in the story. This the joint on the chalkboard. These was the classic albums. These was all classic albums that I'm naming. Liquid Swords, Iron Man, Only Built for Cuba Links. These are these all classic albums. Tikal. So I'm speaking on the classic albums. All right, so that's how that list went. You know what I'm saying? Raekwon, see, now this will brought me to an era of hip hop, just the era of the '90s, just shit that just happened. That Raekwon come in a joint with a George Foreman grill. Now, who remember the George Foreman grill? Let's keep it real. That was the shit. I remember my grandpa got the George Foreman grill. We was getting burgers. All we did was make burgers on that shit, steak, all kinds of shit. So he entered this that he bring that to the table. We like, yo, that brings you back into history. The George Foreman grill was real. It take all the grease, all used to be it drained the grease out and everything. George Foreman grill was the real shit. That was the real shit, real George Foreman. He that was some fire. He made it come up with that. That was fire. All right. Inspector Deck and his classic album that got lost in a flood. RZA tried to create the same sound, but it just didn't work. So when we got RZA in the studio, Inspector Deck, like, man, I'm trying to get my shit back. Now let's talk about this Inspector Deck album. A lot of the time, a lot of interviews, every time I hear they talk, I hear them talk about this shit, yo, that was the classic. That's the one that we missed. That's the one that was a hurt piece. They said that Inspector Deck's first album was gonna be that Wu classic that they had in the tuck. They said, well, we put this up, but they lost that shit in a flood. Inspector Deck mad as shit. He on the joint rapping like, no, that's not the way it sound. That's not the snares. That's not the samples you use. Like he can hear it in the beat, the way he flow to it. Like no, so he got some of his rhymes, and he also lost some of his rhymes in the flood too. So it's like new verses, but some of the old verses that he did have that he still had with him, he repped them joints, and he still killed the beats. Like Uncontrolled Substance still a hot album to me. It's still a fire album to me. But they said the shit that he did have that was supposed to come out before when he was supposed to first come out. They said that was the shit. So Inspector Deck mad man. He figured out that he end up RZA, he's strict with his little cartridges, the little tapes or whatever, the joints, what they call it. I don't know, the shit they used to use back in the day. Not the 8 tracks, but the little for joints for the computer and shit. Serious about them joints. Inspector Deck found the way to get that shit, man. He wanted to figure that shit out. He took that shit to NASA. Some people that work for NASA to try to get that shit fixed. He's like, I don't RZA, he don't know what he doing with it. I got an idea. He had an idea he could get that shit fixed and get his old shit back. He just want that old shit. Like if he get his classics back, he on like he like, damn, this explain my life story. He was mad about that shit. Oh, Master Killer was still there, but Master Killer wasn't really officially part of the group. When Devon when Devon was passing out the cards, Master Killer, he didn't get a card. He said sorry. He said sorry, group members only. Master Killer was like, so they still gotta introduce Master Killer when he kill. It's gotta be he killed the first album though. He was on the first album. He had a verse where he killed it, but I thought that was his intro into the group. But anyway, Master Killer, man, I don't get that. That's something the Wu-Tang, y'all got some explaining to do. And y'all in the real, I'm talking about the real Wu-Tang in the interviews. In y'all next interview, somebody had to ask that question. See, I need to interview one of these Wu niggas. I probably just, I could get an interview with somebody. Like I said, I'm connected with some Wu Killer Bees. I mean, got the symbol and got the stamp for that. So that's another story though. Listen, yeah. So uh, Master Killer, he said, nah, man, only group members. So he ain't get the check. So I guess how many you got was like, come on, bro. I guess they gonna spend some money on him, spend money with him and shit. They actually they out clubbing and shit. They actually bought the Cristal. They spoke about this in a show because they know they brought that to the table, and that's one of the things when they was coming at Biggie about when they said, "No, you stole Nas shit." Yeah, he stole Nas shit. We started Cristal, and it was like they was going back and forth with their little shit. And Tupac also said something about Cristal, like so it was all like who started Cristal, but I see that was slick how they threw that in Raekwon and Ghost. They threw that in there because they know they really started that shit. They started that Cristal shit before Biggie and Puff. All right, Power talking. All right, Power talking about starting Wu Wear. You know what I'm saying? So we know Wu still Wu came and it was right there getting made, getting put into the picture the whole time. The whole time when the Wu was working on these solo albums, you had you had Power working on this Wu shit. So he trying to holler at the stores, trying to get, you know what I mean, the clothes and the gear up. You know what I'm saying? Wu got some alright gear. Been there, done that. Wu man. They got some alright gear. But yeah, let's get to the rappers though, man. Celebrating Raekwon's deal. They had a joint. So they had the Johns in there playing other rappers. Raekwon like, nah, we don't play nothing else in the Wu Mansion. These two white chicks that Raekwon invited to the joint, they was happy they got out in the will. I mean, they dropped Inspector Deck off. Inspector Deck went to the spot where they dropped him off to the spot where he trying to get the disc fixed, we could get the water out of it and scratches. All right, cool. Oh, y'all work for NASA? Yeah, they one of our clients. Oh, cool. Okay, so he hype. Get that job. So, all right. So nothing at the Wu Mansion get played. These are like this shit competition. You gotta listen out for it. I mean, that's true though, but require like, yo, them niggas, they gonna put some shit out, so they cool. Old dirty bastard, man. He finally get found. I mean, shit, we on now. Old Dirty finally get found. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they finally show. Let me say finally. They finally show him on the They finally start showing Old Dirty. So Old Dirty, they go like show little short clips of him. He out there tripping, sniffing coke. Yeah, I mean, being Old Dirty, man. I forgot to tell you, this episode is about trying to find Old Dirty, man. For real, like everything was like, how's Old Dirty doing? He asked Inspector Deck. Inspect like before that, let me rewind it. He asked Inspector Deck, how Old Dirty doing? Old Dirty, yeah, I seen him. I mean, yeah, how he look? Like, how he look good? Like, cause they know he out there tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, he was all right. He looked all right. So, Old Dirty's just a crazy boy, man. That's another thing I gotta tell you at the end of this. I gotta tell you about Old Dirty, Meth, everybody. But yeah, Power. Man, old dirty. He copping drugs and everything. He copping drugs off the bull. Cops running that though. This running, run up the steps. I don't know what he's saying, man. The dog was barking. He got away from the cops, but then spoiler alert, if y'all didn't watch it yet, don't if you watching this video, this is spoiler alert. He runs and jump out the window, old dirty. So old dirty, we always know old dirty for having an old dirty. Everybody in the Wu, like I got an old dirty story. Every time they somebody get interviewed, you got an old dirty story, cause old dirty always do some crazy off the wall shit, and this was the shit he was doing before he even recorded his first album. He was doing this shit before he even recorded his first album. He was going to have the whole fucking Wu establishment all fucked up when it come to business. They ain't gonna want to do business with y'all because you can't get your group together and y'all can't get your album deals and shit done on time. The whole thing was about getting that shit done on time. You know what I'm saying? We need you here to get this shit done. Like we need this album. We don't want to hear, we want to hear some music. You know what I mean? You got a certain time to get this shit released, and he was fucking that shit up. That was gonna fuck up the Wu business. It was gonna kind of fuck up the Wu business. Like, all right, so how you, but the other artists is dealing with different labels, and they had to buy their own lawyers and shit if they want to keep their shit on point. So that's something we had to think about. That we like something we think about. All right, so that's where they should have been going at with it. But I don't know with this old dirty shit and Rizzy. Like, damn, he like this. He fucking my shit up. So they don't know where he at. He out here buying drugs. He running from the cops, run up the steps, get away from the cops. The dog barking. He sees something. I'm like, dog, you run back down the steps. Get away real quick. Like, I mean, a dog on the leash, but he sees something like, no, that dog about to get off that leash. He see that it's about to get off the leash. So once he see like, oh shit, he run. The dog pop right off the leash, coming after him. He jumps out the window. Crazy already before he gets signed. So old dirty was already tripping. So they at the Raekwon party and shit, cause his release, his part Raekwon party is for his deal release. It's his time for his album deal. So Raekwon, he on his shit, like he trying to think of his idea for his concept for his album and shit, and how he going. You know what I mean? And that's what him and Ghost, they talk and they politic and they build it and shit. We gonna get into that. But listen, yeah, it's his album deal release party. Busta Rhymes was at the party. He talking to RZA like, yeah, where ODB at? We go, I do it. That'd be a crazy track, me and Old Dirty. He like, yeah, he ain't around. I mean, Busta Rhymes, you know that track he did with Old Dirty, that was a crazy one. So that was just made you think about that. Like, damn, okay. But the boy that played Busta Rhymes, man, funny guy. But yeah, it's all good though. Let's so now like it go to episode 2, like they find out like the girl called uh Bobby RZA's sister called like, yeah, old dirty up to he in the hospital. He like, what? So he going to the joint. Episode 2, Wu-Tang members, they at the pool table, they all got like old dirty stories and shit. Like, you know how I said right now, like back then they had it. So everybody like, yeah, I seen him. He was out there at the welfare line doing this, doing that. Yeah, he was at the bar smacking some strippers. Like everybody got this crazy story about him already. He already out here wilding. Yeah, I seen him out there. He was beating up some bootleggers and taking the tapes. And they're like, oh yeah, they're like, yeah, that's what's up. He beating the bootleggers up that stuff like selling our shit. You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, that's what's up. But like everybody had a crazy story though at the end of the day. So that was funny. You know what I mean? So Raekwon and Ghost, they chilling, building. Ray now he on this joint like, yo, he coming up with his album concept. You know what I mean, they just had the party for his album release. You know what I mean, for his album release deal. So it's time for him to work on his album, get, you know what I mean, release his shit out on time and shit. So he on that joint. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, yeah, I'm back. Just say I got a phone call. I mean, so we had to edit that thing all out. I mean, but back at it. Yeah. So Raekwon and Ghost, they sitting there, they building like, yo, man. So, yo, who am I as a rapper? I mean, Ghost like, oh man, no, they talking about this movie and shit. Like, yeah, Session Bright. Yeah, the bull with the drugs and all that, like, but he was controlling the streets and that doing that, the rat, whatever their business establishment was. Like, no, that's you though. That's you. You the Tony Montana of the streets. Like, yeah, she's like, I'm the Tony Montana, period. So he was just on it. Like, I mean, yeah, he was just on it. He said he the Tony Montana, period. Hold on. All right, so again, he said he was on it. I mean, said no. He said, "Yo, you Tony Montana. That's who you are. Like, that's how we gonna get on these tracks." So he basically like, yo, yeah, that's it, that's it. And then I started talking some more shit. Cause everybody was watching other old movies. She's like, where you going with this shit? Like, so before they were just trying to find the idea and shit. Like, no, we just watching these stories of the movies. Jizza, Master Killer come through. I mean, yeah, I mean that shit. It was some cool shit going on. Like, I mean, niggas is just parlaying, just I mean, chilling, just having fun and shit in the mansion and shit. But they like, no, we in this movie. You ain't watching this movie. You making a mess, bro. A bag of chips, all food all on the ground. Like, yo, you tripping, bro. But no, but listen. So then, like, you're like, yeah, you the Tony Montana. Like, yo, that's the shit. So that's where they was going with it, with the like. So you know how only built for Cuba Links is on some mafia shit. The way they track, the way they tracks are, the way they tracks going on that whole album on some Marvin. Hey yo, what up, yo? Time is running out. It's for real though. Let's connect politics. Like I mean, on some mafia shit, but they be the flow, like on some mafia flow type style. I mean, it's just like how Nas and them, they got the firm. You know what I mean, they always on it. So they was on that shit too. Raekwon was like he was like one of them guys that was had that mafia type flow. And Ghostface Killer was like his main man. So he was like he said, yo, they kept talking about it. Ghost kept coming up with ideas too, like, yeah, that's just that bang. Require like, yo, you gotta be in on this album. You gotta be on this album. Oh, like you on it, like you gotta be co-star like on this joint, like featured on every track, like on everything. He was like, yo, man, that's what I'm saying. I'm with it, man. Like Ghost, he like, hey, back it down. He like, yeah, let's do it. Like he like I'm with it. Like for real, man, we gotta expand our, you gotta expand, go out, like travel and everything. I mean, he's talking about traveling. So they build was decent, man, cause that's the shit that they be speaking about on the album, on the Only Built for Cuba Links album. They got an intro, they got a skit where they talking about that. Yo, we gotta travel, expand, and land. So that was dope. Um, shit. Well, so they already showing like the transition, like, cause Ghost was known for wearing the robes and the big chains and the eagle on his wrist, the big eagle on his wrist and all that. For being like he was known for rocking that. So he already showing like the change where he coming out like, yeah, I'm rocking the robe and all that. And we already see like the shit that's going on with Yuga and RZA, like when he was suing them and all that for the money and all that. So when you seeing the money situation, you already see Yuga like, yo, what's this? This ain't enough. Why I'm only getting this? Divine explained it to him like, oh no, you got your life insurance, you got your health insurance, this and that. You got the medical bill, and you got the suspensions of the car, vehicles, and he explained everything to me like, no, but still, like he not getting paid like everybody else is. Cause you God was just like the, weakest link in the group. We gonna keep it real, God. We gonna keep it real, God. We gonna keep it real, kid. But no, you nice. If you listening right now, big Wu head, Wu fan right here. I'm a big Wu fan, bro. I love the Wu, and you got your shit too. You got your shit with you. Oh, shit disappearing, but yeah, you got your shit with you, bro. I forget your first album was a classic, but after that, like I was just like, all right. But you got your shit though, bro. You got some shit. But no, he was mad already, so they kind of showing like how, you can see how that shit going right now. It was a build up basically. They was showing this shit been was happening. So yeah, so go yeah, so he already said that Ghost gonna help. He helped so much on the album ideas where he just decided to put him on the album. They getting away and recording it. Like you talking about the Barbados. What did they got? I forgot. I was gonna do my research because they say it in all the like a lot of the interviews how they went to the Barbados, what they went to Miami or some shit. They said they got kicked out of somewhere. They said they got. It was getting too rugged or some shit. Some shit happened and they was. But they was moving around. They found a space like so they was basically like moving around. Like we're not going to just stay in New York. And they recorded the album somewhere else. And where they recorded the album at, that's the field they got. And they came out with some classics. And that's how they got in a zone. They got away and got in a zone. They was at the mansion like, damn man, these motherfuckers is draw like they come get they putting their ideas together and then somebody just come out of nowhere like, yo, where the remote at? God, I'm trying to watch the Shaolin versus the Monk. Like some shit they go jizz on it and they kind of like, yo, they just fucked my process. I'm like, no, stay focused, God, stay in the state of mind we was talking about. Ghost like, come on, let's take this walk. So later on they gonna do their thing, but when they do their thing, it's gonna be on some mafia shit. But that's gonna be like we gonna talk about how Old Dirty did his thing though. But the same way, and when we talk about this, we gonna remember the same way that RZA did his thing when he was making that beat, when he was coming out with that first, when he was making that beat for that first classic, that first Wu album. When he was making that beat, when he was saying his little imagination, like you could see in you seeing his visual metaphor, like you seeing to his mind. That's what I call it, a visual metaphor. You seeing to his mind, you know what I'm saying? So now like when he was making that beat, this is what he's seeing his mind, his imagination, while he's making his beat, how he see it, and you journey through his mind. And that's going to happen with Old Dirty. We're going to get into that too. But then we thinking about when Raekwon and Ghost do this mafia shit, this only built for Cuba Link shit, where they gonna be at? How they gonna be with it? Like this shit gonna be it's gonna be decent. I could see every episode for every classic album, group members for every group members classic album, I could see it being some some decent shit. Like we're gonna get into that though. Listen. So yeah. Old Dirty Home. Old Dirty Home now, you know what I'm saying? He's healed up and shit, and he out the hospital and all that. He he stole the car. He's been at her house, the sister house, or is it sister, ghost girl, baby, the mom house. He's been there, that shit. Now he's like, all right, he want to work. He want to do some work. He want to make some music. All right, so old dirty bastard, he goes in the room and shit, helps Jizza with the liquid swords hook. The album when the MCs came to live out the name. So old dirty so reveals shows that this is something I didn't it's something I didn't know. From my knowledge of the Wu knowledge, this is from my Wu knowledge. From my Wu knowledge, this is something I didn't know. I am not gonna hold you. That was decent. Old Dirty came into the room, was like, "Oh, you got put a hook to that." Remember when we was kids, how we used to when the MCs came, they came up with the hook. That was decent. That was hot. I want to give a shout out to that. I mean salute to that. That whole the way that all came together, cause that's a fucking classic song. That's a banger right there. So for that to come together like that, I salute that. I mean that was hot, fire, woo shit, woo forever, woo shit. So when they so yeah, old dirty, he helped them out. Decent hook for that classic track. Old dirty bastard and RZA start building on what they gonna do with the album. They start building on what they gonna do with their album. We gotta do this old dirty album. So they're like, how we gonna make this album? So old dirty bastard RZA start building on how we gonna make this album. How we gonna make our album with this old dirty bastard album? We gotta do something. Old dirty, he's like, yo man, when he said we gotta get in our creative chamber, when we gotta get into our when we gotta get hip hop into our creative chamber, when Old Dirty said that, it just turned into like a you start to go and see into his mind. So now he's really trying to come up with an idea for his whole concept for his album and an idea for his single and his hits and all that. So we say, oh, again, it's a creative chamber, bang. So now we get to see his imagination, his concept of him making his album. I call it his visual metaphor. I call it a visual metaphor. Like you just seeing it, like this the same shit I was saying in the beginning when I said when RZA when he was making that beat, and then the musicians and then the kung fu fighters started coming up in his mind. This is shit that he's thinking about in his mind. You seeing it on the screen. They showing it on the screen, like they showing it right there in front of you. Like now he's in his studio. These magicians and they in his studio, and you can see everything. So that's just what we all like in real life. We like, yo, what the fuck is going on? No, that's what he see in his mind. So then when we got that stuff, so we had to watch it like that. So I had to explain it to some of the people, like, yo, I understand what was going on that part, and I had to explain to some of the people didn't even get it. Like so, when Old Dirty started talking, like we gotta get in our creative bag. This is now we in his mind, and this is how he came up with his idea for his concept for his album and for his hit single the oh baby, I like it raw. He had the afro, he had the, you know what I mean, old school, and the whole concept it come from. Like we gonna get into that too when he said we gotta do that, right? So now it's like now it's like it's the soul train mission. This is all in his mind right now. So he got this girl. She's like a top boss and she owned the club too. And the guy, they like, no, we can't have you mess up our club like you did the last one. We want to have an album. They don't want to see you. We just gotta hear you. We need an audio album. This and that. But this is just a whole. All this is a very visual metaphor because in the real life, he gotta get this album done at a certain time, and they like, yo, this could be the death of Wu. Like you could fuck it up. Like business wise. Nobody don't want to do business with us if we fuck it up. Like old dirty, like, but y'all, he like, no, man, they can't put that pressure on me. We just gotta have fun like we did when we was kids. And he was just in his bag like that. So in his mind, he just this is all crazy. Like, remember comedy? Like, he had comedy. He was watching comedy shows, and like Riz was like, "All right, let me see what you're talking about." He's smoking his weed and this and that, this and that. So, all right. So it's this mission. So he had this mission basically with with the Soul Train Don Cornelis, where the Soul Train guy, he was a robot, and they was putting shit on the screen like eat honey buns and do bad thing. Like, it was just putting like negative things on the screen that's not good for your body or not good for your mental, like things on the screen. And this is something that's a deeper message within, because this is how they program our people now. They put things on the screen, make things look cool, glorify, or they speak about this, glorify that, and the videos and the music and this type of things. This is all programming, and this is a part of it. This was just another form of the program and how they did it. But that was just a little secret message metaphor that's showing you that's just a form of it, but they really doing this in real life when they programming our people with the television. They try to feed you something that's not good for the body or good for your health. But listen, this is all the mission. So the mission was, this motherfucker is really a robot, and a real one they got held hostage, and they just putting up this shit on the screen to try to program the minds to say, oh, this is good to do that, because that was on a scramble board on Soul Train. So Old Dirty had to get the ball and just disconnect them and shit, like disaffect the program, mess up the robot, whatever, get the real robot out there, man, get the real robot in there. So he did that. The whole mission was crazy. It was like, yo, it was like some shit out of a action-packed movie, like some Action Bronson, like some no, not Action Bronson. What's his name? Action Jackson. What's the guy name? Whatever, the superhero boy. They out here fighting, trying to survive. You know, and survival of the fittest. But yeah, that's how Old Dirty did that. John was funny though. Episode 3, that's when he said it. We are getting our creative back. So at the end of that mission, that basically was after that, that basically was the video concept. That basically was like the video concept of, oh baby, I like it raw. You know what I'm saying? He had that joint. That joint was a banger. And like, just the whole thing, like him getting shot and getting up and all that, that was just some like snapping back into reality. Like, yo, this ain't the way I'm gonna go out. Like, him getting shot is like him losing from the game and shit. And he just sacrificing his. He like, this not the way I'm going out. You know what I mean? He got up there. He had to do his thing, man. Record the album. You know what I mean? Get his idea, bring it to life, and put it on camera. And he was one of the Soul Train boys, just like one of them groovy, dry, jive turkey, like Superfly. You know what I mean? And that type, Foxy Brown, that type in them times. So he kind of kept that concept through his whole career, to keep it real with you, to be honest with you. The his other album was just like that. You know what I mean? The Big Baby Jesus and all that, he was always on some shit like that. Baby, I got your money. He was an old school pimp. You know what I mean? He always had that, but a dirty one. Old Dirty Pimp. So Old Dirty, that was this basically 3 episodes was really dedicated to Old Dirty for real, for real. It was like getting his whole joint out of there. And just before I end the show, the thing I wanted to say was, these motherfuckers gonna need a spinoff show. We gonna say it here, Omega Red show. They see, like the meth. We ain't even get the meth story. I want to. This is what I want to speak about. We ain't even get the meth story with the process, like when he was making his album. Like hit the whole situation, his whole, you know what I mean, getting to meet Mary J. Block, getting to meet Mary J. And like, I mean, they making that hit song, like, I mean, putting that shit together, like doing the video, like, I mean, even doing the video for that joint, that'd have been a decent moment for the show. So like they should have some spinoff shows because they got some more stuff to talk about. Meth meeting Red and they doing they joint, they collab. One of the best hip hop duos out. You know what I'm saying? So and then Old Dirty, we already know he got way more stories. That's why I was gonna say like that's another spinoff show that'd be popping, an Old Dirty spinoff show. And Raekwon and Ghost, we're gonna see how they going. We're gonna see what kind of justice they get them. Cause they might have to get them like 2 episodes too. They might have to get them like 3 episodes just to get that Ray Ghost jaw that on the purple tape. You gotta put some respect on the purple tape. So you gonna, I mean, only but for Cuba Links, that purple tape, you gonna have to put respect on that. They gonna have to do probably at least like 2 episodes just dedicating for that one. Liquid Swords, you definitely gonna have to. So and I see every episode, every group member going to have their own like you get to see into their mind when they was putting that album together, when they was putting them songs together, them classics, that whole thing, that whole CD, the album, when they was putting it together, you get to see into their minds because then it's showing you like, oh, decent. Now you get to see like how the editing and all that shit, how they do that shit as decent. Cause now it's like their imagination is what that's where the power at for real, for real. You got your knowledge, but your imagination is where the power at. You know what I mean? Knowledge and imagination is where it's at. So yeah, everybody gonna have a Old Dirty spinoff or Meth Ghost. We gonna see how that go later on. That sign a petition for spinoffs or Wu-Tang spinoffs with individual artists to tell more about their story or more after their story after their first album, more of the stories because it's some other drama that we could tackle and make a decent movie of it, a decent show to tell you the parts that they want to tell they comfortable where, all right, this is where my career took a fall at, and then you want to stop it. Cool, that's cool with that. That's cool with that too. But yeah, that's my reveal. When episode 4 come out, we on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, did I forget anything? I think I said everything. I think I said everything.
I built my garden with the golden hearts, the medley sparks, a serpents lurking in my art. Vision dart, it lost parts, a slick tongue. Glad to speak, deceive the weak, they eat the treat in the street. With venom glands, his fangs slobber on the pillow and sheets. Don't ever